Y'all know what time it is. 2 drinks with the fellas.
I think you know.
This is more than a podcast with some real life conversations. Better get the drinks.
Yo, what's going on, my beautiful peoples? It's your man's Ken, aka Mr. On My Grind. Constantly grinding to get to that next dime. And like always, I got my partner in crime, and he is.
Man, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy B Mason. We about to get into that.
You already know, baby. Now, we got us another Philly native in the building from the East Coast. Okay. Now, this man is special to me because he helped me get through the pandemic. Ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, he deserves an introduction, so I got one for you. Okay. Hailing from the East Coast, North Philly to be exact. He's a poet, writer, producer, and content creator. The creator of Trashterpiece Theater, the founder of Fuckboy Federation. Mr. 006'7" himself, Harry Vision DiVirgilio. Wait, shit, he just told me how to say it. But we gonna go by Vision. Fuck it.
Vision,
Say what's up, Vision.
What's going on, y'all? As I said, it's cool. No matter what, it's all the same.
DiVirgilio.
There we
DiVirgilio.
go.
There you
Nailed
go.
it.
Boom.
Happy to be here, yo.
For sure, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Hey, bro, what you sipping on tonight, B?
Man, I ain't doing nothing major too much. I just got some Jack Daniels. I'm gonna go ahead and sip on. Hey Vision, what you sipping on tonight?
Seltzer water tonight. I'm keeping it chilling. I gotta create tonight. So I'm like, I ain't trying. I can't have no low eyes tonight when I'm standing at this computer. So it's some seltzer water.
Facts.
Feel you. Hey, you know what, B? I'm on some simple shit too. You know what? I went ahead and got me some of that white Cap Morgan. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Fuck it. We're gonna sit back and chill tonight and have
You
some
taking
fun
that
with
straight?
these. Nah, I got some orange juice.
Oh yeah, that's a good mix.
You know, it's the coconut Cap Morgan with some orange juice.
So it
Nice.
should be good.
But hey, you know what? Let's toast to another great episode of Clinkety Clink. Man, that's a good one now. Been waiting for this all day. Been a long day, bro. But hey, I Vision. Tell the peoples, born and raised North Philly, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So early childhood, what was it like in Philly?
So I came up, you know, I'm that Zennial dude, you know, the late Gen X, early millennial kind of, you know, that in that 78 to 83 range, as they call us, the Zennials. And Philly was crazy back then, you know, no different than with a New York or Chicago, Detroit, LA kind of situation, crack boom and all that good stuff, or bad stuff as it is. But it was community. There was that part, like that's the part that, you know, we could talk about the drugs and it was crazy and it was a lot of violence, but it was also community. There was a lot of people kind of pushing us to, no matter what, like, yo, get out, do what you're great at and get out, or do what you're great at and be able to help other people kind of get out. So Philly is an amazing town, specifically when it comes to the arts. So that's always been pushed. I play basketball. I'm 6'7", so of course I was on a basketball court my whole life. And even that kind of helped me get to college and helped me really find my voice when I got to college. So, there's no grand story to this all. It's just a regular.
Walking all the way through the hallway. They like, boy, do you play basketball?
Everywhere.
Do you want to play?
And then my pop was a playground legend, so like it was gonna be a thing. He was that dude like who was in like every playground in the city, like everybody knew him kind of situation. So I played.
Did
ball.
he have a nickname?
Pilgrim. That was
Shout
his,
out
I don't
to
know.
Pilgrim.
That was Pilgrim. That was his nickname. But I used basketball as a means to be like I was that kid who would leave the court or leave the corner and go home and write in my little notebook, be writing poems and hiding under my bed so nobody can find it kind of situation. So I was always an artist. I was always a writer and a reader, even when I was playing basketball, even when I was on the corner hanging out with the homies. Like I was always writing or trying to create something.
Quick question, Visual. What made you want to hide it?
It was a thing of masculinity back then. I didn't think I could tell my friends that I wrote poetry. I didn't think I could tell my friends that I was writing stories. Because again, I always say I'm not a thug, but I am thug adjacent. All my friends was like, they was tough, they was hustlers, they was shooters, and I was not that. But I still wanted to kind of fit in, you know. And y'all know how this works. When you grow up and y'all little, nobody grows up to be like, nobody said I want to sell drugs, I want to be a shooter. It's like y'all just a bunch of little dirty young boys chilling, playing ball, playing hide and seek or whatever. And as you get older, they still your friends. So I
Facts.
didn't think that was like a masculine thing to tell my friends until I'm like in my early 20s and I'm sneaking off to poetry events in Philly. And it's like the days of the neo soul. It's like when after Jill Scott and Music Soul Child and everybody in Philly blew up. So Philly's scene was crazy. So I would
Right.
sneak off to go do like open mics and stuff. But I would lie to my friends and be like, yeah, I'm going to see this girl. And then after a while, they was like, we know. We saw you coming out the open mic. It's okay. Like, that's what all the women that you should be down there, bro. And I
Right.
felt so stupid. I'm like, damn, I've been hiding this all this time. And my friends is like, yo, can we go with you to meet some of these women that's at these spots? But so
Right.
it was a complete mind fuck. So it all came down to me not being comfortable because I didn't think that was a manly thing to admit to being an artist. And meanwhile, they was like, this is like the most manly thing ever, bro. You got all the girls.
Right. I mean, I ain't gonna
I'm
hold you. I've
glad
been
you
writing
I'm
since I was
glad you opened
13.
that up for us, because it feels good to hear that from somebody at your stature to even be honest with themselves.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if you were hiding it because you didn't want nobody stealing your ideas. Because I'm
Oh,
kind of like that too. When I create stuff, I don't really put everything out there yet. Because
yeah.
motherfuckers would take your shit and then make it seem like they didn't done it
That's a big thing.
themselves.
Yeah, that's a big thing, especially now with the internet. That's a big thing now.
So
Yep.
that's the reason I asked. But thank you for being honest with us.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I add to that because I mean I've been writing since I was 13, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to use that as my ace in the pocket for the ladies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Only the ladies knew I did it. Cause I mean, shit, that's how I got in them draws. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And
Yeah.
I always say, like, I played I played for Simon Gratz High School in Philly, and this is like Rasheed Wallace, Aaron McKee. I played for a high school dynasty, and then I played in college as well. And I got way more women being able to just write and express
Yeah.
myself. You know what I mean? Like, it was way more women just attracted to that than just being an athlete. So again, I don't know why my friends didn't. I don't know why I didn't think my friends would understand that. But then these thug ass dudes would be right up in the open mic spot with me, looking uncomfortable as hell. They looking like Beanie Siegel in a Bohemian spot. They just completely out of place. But they was so supportive. You know what I mean? And I wish I would have given them that opportunity a little bit faster for them to be able to support me. So it was a learning lesson. It was a good lesson for me.
That's dope.
Sure.
That's dope.
So how early age was it when you started writing?
So I would tell. I was writing stories for the longest. Like, we talking like elementary school, like writing out really crazy. Like, my mom had me reading at an early age, and I mean reading like I was like mad. The shit that she would make me read. I'm reading like Charles Dickens. My homies reading like dope, like Shel Silverstein and all these cool books, and I'm reading A Tale of Two Cities. But she had a different idea for me. I guess she's seen something in me, and she was trying to get me to be able to express my stories a little bit better. So she was very supportive in that. I started writing poetry and a little bit in high school, but then in college. And this ain't like a dope artistic story, but I found out I had to take this. I was a history minor, and I had to take this Middle Eastern, no, not Middle Eastern, medieval history class. And what I found was the professor wouldn't call on you if you was taking notes. So I just be in class writing poems and just looking up like I'm paying attention and go back to my little poems. So he would think I'm taking notes. And I just had a book full of poems after a while. And then I started sharing them on campus. And then that kind of became a big thing on campus. And then I seen this dude, famous spoken word poet named Saul Williams. I saw him perform spoken word. And I'm like, wait a minute, we can do that? We're allowed to like spit like this? It was like a hybrid of poetry and hip hop. And I know I ain't had no bars with hip hop. I can't write a rap for nothing. I'm just not, I can't stay in the pocket like that. But that hybrid, I'm like, yo, that's what I want to do with my life. Right. As soon as I heard Saul Williams, I'm like, that's what I want to do with my life. So started writing in elementary, kind of really came of age and growing and being comfortable in high school. And then really kind of thinking I can be something with it in college, which my dad didn't send me to college to be a poet. I'm sure he was like, that's not why I'm paying this damn tuition, but you never know where you're going to find inspiration.
Right.
Quick question. In school, what was your favorite subject?
It was always English and history.
I know
English and history. And I think I was blessed. I had so many dope English teachers who encouraged me and motivated me not just to like learn what's in the book and regurgitate it. They was on some, okay, that's cool. Now, what do you think about that? And that's what kept me going. Like, wait, I can give my opinion on this. I don't just gotta, it's not a book report. I don't gotta just tell you what it says. I can talk about this. And so that now I'm in class like going off with my opinion. And then in college, it was kind of the same thing. Like I had these amazing professors who would let me like go off. Like I went to a really small PWI, super rich white kids, and I'm broke as hell from the hood. My professors would just let me go ham on these people. And so I got to express myself. And that's how I found my voice, not just being forced to like say the things that were in this book that I didn't really like. But I didn't like this book, and now I'm allowed to tell you why I don't like it. I don't agree with the author, and I can talk about that. So English was my favorite, and then history was dope too because I can learn some things. You learn some stuff from the past and kind of apply it to today. But those are always my two favorite.
So when you were in English in college and you say you were going ham, was this like debate you were doing, or were you actually writing like speeches? What was this situation where you were going ham on other students?
A little bit of both. So I had some creative writing classes. And some of it was like, hey, we're gonna read this text. What do you think about it? So I remember like the first time I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, and it just blew my mind seeing this transformation. And a lot of my peers in the class, I'm not calling my peers, a lot of my classmates only saw like the radical side of Malcolm, which was dope. I thought it was dope. They found it scary. But I'm like, y'all don't see this metamorphosis. Y'all don't see that where you start is not where you gonna end or where you have to end. And me being a little poor, a little broke kid from the hood, that was inspiring to me. But they already had money, so that was scary to them. So I'm looking, so I was able to, my professors would just like let me go in. Like they would just have the floor, and it just was so great to be able to express myself. And I guess it would come off as a little intimidating. You're 6'7", 300 pounds, kind of, and you're eloquent, being able to talk and just being passionate about it. It was like a little intimidating, but my professors would let me go in, like express yourself. And that's carried over into poetry, and that's carried over into like my screenwriting stuff with Trashterpiece and 00647 and things like that. Just not being afraid to talk.
Shout out to them professors for not hindering your talent.
Yeah.
Real shit.
And again, I had some, like I started out being, I went to college to be a political science major. This is a true story. I went to college to become a political science major. I took my first class. It was like American government. It was cool. Professor Huffle, he was a cool dude, kind of let me do the same thing, like express myself. And then I had this very conservative professor, Professor Ransom. I don't give a shit, that's his name, Professor Ransom. Like, fuck him. he asked this question, and again, this before like the Mace song. This like around the same time as like the Mace song came out, and he was like, it was political philosophy. And he was like, the question was, if you had 24 hours to live, what would you do with your day? And everybody in the class was like, it was again conservative school. I would just pray with my family and pray to Father God and be with my family. So I might be the 10th person he asked. I was raised, my pop said, if I ask you an honest question, you can give an honest answer. I'm saying, I'm going rollerblade butt naked. I'm parasailing. Everything was butt naked. I'm skydiving butt naked. And I'm just sitting. Then the last hour I'm gonna spend with my family. I'm gonna pray to God. I'm gonna spend with my family. He's like, see me at the class. Like, what the fuck you mean? I see him at the class. He like, no matter what you ever do in my class, I will never pass you. I don't like you. I don't like how you act. And I'm like, I'm not going to just give you some conservative bullshit answer. You ask me a question. This is my philosophy. Right. Come to find out, not only is he professor, he's the head of the department. So he said, go withdraw from my class now because you're not going to pass. And I didn't really know I didn't know I had recourse back then to be like, you can't do that. Like, so I'm already kind of a little bit intimidated in this environment. So I go withdraw, and that was like the flip side of it. So now I'm like, so even in that moment, I'm like, all right, I need to like chill out. But the very next semester, I ran into some really dope professors, Professor Rose, Professor Barone, these people who like really like, no, like that guy's an asshole. You can express yourself over here.
Right. Fuck him.
Exactly. And come to find out, like, years later, he ended up getting like some fucking child molesting charges. So fuck you, Professor Ransom.
Fuck you, Mr. Professor Ransom.
Fuck you from all the way from Chicago, bitch.
Exactly. So, karma be karma. But again, shout out to any mentors, whether it's a professor, whether it's somebody from around the way,
Hey, because we know these teachers nowadays, boy, some of them, they don't even give a fuck. They just getting a paycheck. Exactly. So to come across a teacher that really give a fuck about you and what you're doing, I mean, I didn't have my fair share that I thought was just assholes, but that's because they seen better than me because I was always the class clown and the shit talker. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't shut up. My grandma always said I had the gift of gab. I couldn't shut the fuck up. So,
But
you
there's a
know,
way to channel that though. And shout out to the professors and the mentors and the teachers and the adults who understand it. Like, yo, all right, this is the person that they like to talk. Figure out something in their life where you can help them talk, where they can make some money talking, where they can find, you know, a purpose in talking. And even when I'm teaching poetry, I'm teaching writing, it's never about trying to make you a dope writer. It's trying to help you find your voice. That's easy to teach you metaphor, simile. That shit is easy. But helping you find your voice where you want to talk, where you want to express yourself, even if I disagree with everything you fucking said, if you can find your voice, I did my job as a teacher. If you feel empowered to talk, you feel empowered to teach after I teach you, I did my job.
For sure. So I have a couple questions about now. We talked about your earlier years. So where did Trashterpiece Theater come from?
Man, I was so it's like the end of 2018, and I was like down bad. I was down so bad. I was like spiraling. Like I had lost a bit. Like me, I was with a woman, she's a cool John. We lost a baby. She ended up leaving me. She ended up moving away. I'm like, I was spiraling, bro. Felt hella lonely. And my pop, you know, shout out to my pop. He just was like, you know, he really helped me get up and helped me, like, you know, continue to go on. And again, started to push me like, yo, you got to figure this out. But I'm here for you. But like, let's figure this shit out. So whenever I'm struggling, I always lean back into like what I can do. What do I do? What do I love to do? And what I love to do is write. What I love to do is, you know, be creative. So I didn't know what I was doing. I just started telling this story on my Instagram story, like slide by slide. And you can still go see still on my page, like the highlights. So I tell this story about, you know, this woman who stalked me. Like I had this stalker forever, like since the MySpace days. I guess she's technically still stalking. But I tell this story slide by slide. And people liked it. And they was like, so at the end of it, it's like, hey, this isn't the only stalker I had. And he's like, you got to tell that story. I was like, nah, I'll tell it next week. I was 40 slides of type and I'm exhausted. I tell her next week. Told her next week, people lock back in. I'm like, okay. They like, tell another story. So every Saturday at noon, I was telling like a different story. It'd be like 60 slides on my Instagram story, but people just tapping in and watching, like waiting for me to type out the next slide is waiting. And so I talked to a good friend of mine, Donnie Jackson. He's a producer. He's a dope poet first and foremost, but he's a producer. And I was like, I think I'm on to something. And I'm trying to tell him the premise. He's like, oh, I already watched that shit. That shit funny. You know, let's figure this out. So at the time we were going to make it live action, but then COVID hit. And he's like, okay, that ain't going to happen. So I'm like, all right, I ain't the type that just kind of want to wait. So like, I'm going to teach myself how to animate. Now, I can't draw for shit, but and I ain't had no money. So I just Googled a whole bunch of animation software suites. And I just took like a free trial of like 6-7 different genres until I can teach myself how to animate. And the first couple episodes were terrible. I ain't have a microphone. I was using like the little the jack for your phone that come with your phone. I'm doing this shit into that. Like, well, I think I still got it. I do got it. It's my little Beats headphones. This the mic I'm using right here. Like, you know, welcome to Trashterpiece Theater. Like, the sound is trash, the animation is trash, everything is trash. But I'm like, people still laughed at it.
Episode 1, The Stalker John. Rated R for really, nigga? So I've had a consistent stalker for almost 15 years now. She found me back when Johns roamed free on the internet prairies. I'm talking about years back. I had this gig in Jersey, and as I was leaving, I verbally gave my number to this baddie who shot her shot. She ain't called me all week, and I ain't think nothing of it. But the following weekend, while headed back home from out doing
I'm gonna just take my time and evolve with this. And I think when we say I'm gonna do something and you try to get great at it, you end up never starting. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna figure this shit out. And a friend of mine always said, take a leap of faith and grow your wings on the way down. So like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build the plane as I'm flying it. And 60 some episodes later, here we are. But it all started just me not having no money and just trying to figure it out.
This shit taking that leap.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask that too, because I'm like, who is your animator? Because man,
not me.
Wow.
I do it all. I write it, I animate it, I voice most of the characters, even though I did ask some friends to help me out with 00647. But Trashterpiece, I voiced all of those characters. Yeah, just because, and it takes it's very tedious. Like them little 6-minute episodes will take a week to do. You know, from
Hey,
front to
toast.
yeah,
Toast to
word.
figure shit out on your own.
Gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, if you want something bad enough, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, I can visualize this. Is there a way I can get to it? And so I just figured out, you know, some really cool animation suites, and I landed on one that I felt like I could do a really good job with.
Yeah, because I remember we were talking to one of our last episodes with It's Real 85 from KC Mo, and he do GTA skits, and he only started doing GTA skits because he was like, animators charged by the
Yeah.
minute,
Shout out
expensive
to
as hell.
shout out to the people who I have so much respect for the dudes who manipulate and the women who manipulate GTA and create skits. I think is absolutely brilliant because again,
Right.
all you got to do is hit that record on Twitch, and again, it's not easy because you got to line everything up. You got to get everything. It's a process. I don't want to make it seem like it's easy, but I have so much respect for that as a GTA player. I think it's great how they do that because again, you got everything you need right there. Just nightclubs, strip clubs, cars.
Right.
I'm like, this is. I was hating that. I was like, damn, why ain't think of this? You can create as many characters as you. I'm like, why the hell did I think of that? You can get other people on their mics to be actors. It's such a brilliant concept. I was mad when I didn't think of that. So shout out to all the people who do that. Y'all
it is dope that they got modders out there that can create storylines.
Yeah.
GTA.
All you need is your little server. You can create all kinds. It's so cool. Like it's deserts, it's mountains, like all the little scenes you need. The beach. You could be driving up the Pacific Coast Highway with your joint, and there could be a whole love story. I have a lot of respect for those people who do that. A lot of respect.
I got you, Vision. As soon as I get my degree, we're gonna do something.
We out there.
Oh yeah.
I'm down.
Oh,
I'm down.
Hey, you know what? Speaking on that, hey, I got to do this right now. Hey, I need everybody cups up. We need to toast to my co-host. My co-host is graduating in June.
Shout out. That's dope. That's dope. Congratulations,
Dope.
man.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it's an accomplishment, man. I'll be 40 this year. You 39? You'll be 39, right?
Yep. I'll get the degree right before the birthday. So I'm trying to get there.
Gift. Yeah, you got it, man.
Trying to get there.
Yeah, hey, video game design and shit. The shit's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing this show and working on him graduating at the same time. Shit's hard. I commend you, bro. I just want you to know that I commend you for doing all that together. Along with me, bro. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, Vision, I feel you on that. I mean, we started this show on a whim because my cousin said, you got the gift of gab and you talking. You could tell a mean fucking story, bro. Yep. And people can lock in. And she was like, just do it. And I had a guest appeared on one of my homeboys from high school's podcast. And then I was like, really want to do this, but I'm like, I can't jump on today's shit. They already been doing this. So I hit my bro. And, you know, we've been homies for 30 plus years. And I was like, you want to do this? And see, I've always been a talker, and B always been the, you know, he was the baller. You know what I'm saying? When we be at the courts, he be hooping, and I be hollering at the bitches to line it up afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And promoting and talking shit.
Collaborative effort,
like,
man.
Right? And so he was just like, you know what? Fuck it, bro. If you want to do it, I got you. I'll go with you. And here we are, 60. Yeah, we on 63 episodes now. 63 episodes later.
That's how you do
know
it.
What I'm saying? We here.
There's a young lady out of Philly, and she started a podcast. And again, I this ain't easy because it's really easy to quit. You know what I mean? Because you want to. It's so easy to quit, and it's so people saw, like, again, at the height of the lockdown and all that stuff, they was looking at numbers and they was seeing like, oh, you got 30,000 this and 100,000 this, and it's like, yo, you don't understand. I didn't get a viral episode until episode 24. Like nothing, when everything was like, and I'm at 20,000 followers or whatever from doing poetry, but it'd be like a 900,000 views, and again, I was happy for that,
right?
But again, it was like a week's worth of work for this 5-6 minute thing, and it's like, but it was a project of passion. So I think so many people get into something thinking it's gonna pop immediately, and that's not how this works. You got to have perseverance, because even I'm learning navigating this Hollywood thing. Everything is timing. It's just saying it ain't my time yet, and I got to keep telling myself, because it's frustrating as hell. It's like, oh, I'm busting my ass, but it's like, it's not your time yet. So it's shout out to y'all for doing that.
Appreciate you on that, Vision. Side note on that, to add to what Vision is saying, not only does it take perseverance, consistency when it
Yes.
comes to this content shit. You
Yes.
got to keep coming with shit, because if you go ahead and take a break, you lose a lot of your audience.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where you at and they think you done. So
you lose a lot of momentum, and some stuff gonna be out of your hand, and you gotta accept that too. Like algorithms be algorithming. It's gonna happen. Like they're gonna switch it up. There's nothing you could do about it. It doesn't mean that your content is trash. It doesn't mean that people don't bang with you. It just mean like, hey, Instagram or Meta or Twitter or Pinterest, whatever you're on, they not pushing it the same way. So it's not you. You gotta stay consistent from when that come back around. And that was a lesson for me. Like, wait a minute. I was doing 30,000 views in 24 hours. Easy. Now I'm 3,000. My shit trash now. It's like, no, it's just Kev on stage ain't doing numbers no more. This person ain't doing numbers. It's just the way it is. And you got it's humbling. It's humbling, but it's also a good lesson. It's like, yo, relax and keep creating.
Yeah, because I mean, your fans gonna still follow you regardless. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. I was gonna say something I completely forgot, man. I ain't even
let that mug slide. Message.
Real talk message, because like you said, perseverance, sticking with it. I mean, in this world that we do with podcasting, you know how many times me and B Mason sat here in front of this computer for Zoom to do our recording, and you see how I do it. I send the invite through the calendar, so it's on your calendar, so you ain't got no. You know how many times we done have people at the last minute just flake on us, and you know, it's just like we look at each other like, man, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? Prime example, we stuck with it. Hell, we'd have been on the radio here in Chicago. I would have never thought. And that was just from networking from one guest to the next guest. This guest introduced us to this. And now we'd have been on the radio. Now we get shout outs regularly on the radio. You know what I'm saying? We get,
that's how you do it.
You know, guests from the radio. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, it's hard work. I mean, hell, I do the editing between me and B2. You know what I'm saying? We do the editing in-house. I'm not paying somebody to do something that I literally YouTubed and found me a quick little Adobe software, pay $20 a month, and I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
And YouTube, as much as we show loyalty to you, y'all better show us some love back, YouTube. Algorithm.
And that's the thing. Like you never know when the right person gonna catch it and share it. You never know when the right topic gonna hit. It could be a thumbnail. It can be the title. You never know none of it. You just got to put yourself in a position. And I think it's good that y'all keep everything in house. Adesso McCalla, who was helping me pitch Trashterpiece to try to get it on the network and all that good stuff, which is a long story in itself. But like she was very adamant that I do everything. Like, yo, you need to learn how to do your one sheet. You need to learn how to write your pitch. You need to learn how to like everything she did. And at the time I was like, yo, this is like, help me. But she had a bigger thing. Like she was like, you need to know these things, not just to know how to do it. But now when you're in the game, nobody can bullshit you because you know what it's supposed to be. You know how it's supposed to look. You know how it's supposed to. And I'm so grateful for that lesson. Like nobody, when it does get to a point where y'all gonna be able to, where you're gonna want to hire editors because y'all just can't do it yourselves anymore. Nobody gonna be able to bullshit y'all because you're gonna know exactly how it's supposed to be.
You know how long shit's supposed to take for the editing. You know how much the material's gonna cost. You know all that stuff.
They can't hustle you. They can't. And again, that tied back into us being from where we're from anyway. Like we're not gonna let nobody. You're not gonna get over on no Chicago dude. You're not gonna get over on no Philly dude.
Oh, come on now.
Because we're gonna know the angles.
We barter like a motherfucker. We know how to talk a motherfucker down. I watched my dad talk a motherfucker down from $1,700 down to $600 on a hybrid adjustable bed at Bob's Discount Furniture. So come on.
That's how you do it. So it's a beautiful thing. Like when you can add these lessons from the world that we come from into our artistic endeavors. It's a beautiful thing.
Thanks. Hell yeah. So I got a couple more questions about your content because I've been following you for a while, you know. So you do the edit, you do the animation. Salute to you on that one because boy, I know how hard that shit is. You know what I'm saying? You also writing it too, coming up with the ideas. Now the ideas and the stories. What percentage of this is your life?
All of it. Now, there's some things that are like artistic license. The stories in itself are mine. I don't think I've ever done anybody. I did one other person's story so far. And I'm not opposed to doing that. It just we gotta figure out how to do it right. So I'm not doing all the work with that. But they're all based on true stories, and I do take some artistic license. Like I don't pray to the fuckboy gods. Little goofy things like that are just for comedy, but they're all based on true stories. So the thing with Wendy Williams, that's a true story. Met Maya, all of that these are all true stories. Three Johns one night. You whatever your favorite story is, that I actually went through that, and I come up with these stories. I remember them by just having conversations. Like the last two stories I came up with, the ones I just wrote on, was just coming, like having a conversation. Like the one story is, I was messing with this girl, messing with this joint, and I found out that she just used me basically to make her baby father jealous, so that he would propose to her. Like, and I was just having a conversation about a cheesesteak spot in Philly called Ishkabibbles, and that sparked a memory.
Ishkabibbles.
Ishkabibbles is a spot down South Street.
I'm gonna remember that one. Ishkabibbles.
It's Ishkabibbles down South Street, and I'm like, damn, that's the spot me and I'm about to say her name. Me and John went to.
Hey, Ishkabibbles. When I come in, I'm gonna say Vision recommended me, so y'all better treat me right when I get.
I definitely recommend Ishkabibbles. Ishkabibbles is dope. And if y'all ever in town, like I got recommendations all day. But that's literally how it happens.
If we in town, you got this 6'1" and 5'11", we coming through Chicago pod to check fuck with Vision. You already know,
I got y'all. Say less. But that's how the stories come about.
You you taking us to all the spots.
Yeah.
But hey, you brought me to my next question though. The Wendy Williams, you said it. You said it.
True story.
Like, she has encapsulated your hatred. Okay. Because there's got to be a garbage truck, Wendy Williams Garbage Company, all that somewhere in every episode.
There's an Easter egg in every episode. Even in 00647, if you go back and watch the episode, she's on a picture of Wendy is on like a waste paper basket somewhere. As an Easter egg.
Something that got to do with trash.
Yeah, it's a true story. Sometimes the first impression is the only impression. You treat someone like dirt, and 20 years later, they create an animated series and take every opportunity to call you trash.
People don't forget.
Trashterpiece Theater, the Maya and Wendy Williams story, or the Why Wendy is Trash story, or Wendy probably gonna come for me at some point, but I don't care because this shit is true. It really happened. She really did call me to help. She really did snatch Maya away, and I never forget. And I still have the little the lanyard and the badge from that night at Powerhouse. I still got that joint just in case anybody ever want to say you wasn't there. And shout out to Kobe Kolb and Tiffany Bacon, who were Power 99 air personalities. They also was like, yeah, that shit happened. They say Maya, Lil Kim was there, Ram Squad, Carl Thomas was there. It was a 2-night event. But that's the night that she was there. I told you shout out to Chicago. Like he was nice to me, man. He was one of the kindest dudes ever. He's seen me shoot my shot and seeing what happened. It was like, come on over here, young boy. Like, he probably don't even remember this shit. He's met tens of thousands of people at this point, but that night he was really kind of like, yo, come hang with us, man. I saw what happened. Come on, man. Don't be down in the dumps. It's cool. You good. So, yeah, that really happened. And there's not an actual vitriol for her. Like, I don't want to see nothing happen to her. But I got a platform now, so I'm going to be a little shady. I'm going to have a little fun with it.
Of course.
Now, I don't want anything bad to happen to her. And I do have a respect for you can't be where she's at and not be amazing. She's done. That was a long run she had.
Oh yeah.
But it's a good lesson to show don't treat people bad, because you might not remember. She don't remember that night, but I do. So it's a reminder to me to make sure I'm kind to other people.
Hey, you know what they say? Somebody. You never know what that person gonna become in the future that may come back to bite you in your ass.
There's a story that Jack Hay from 227 fame. She talks about she was really mean to this PA, this like little assistant on the set of 227 back in the day. She was always mean to him and picking on him. And come to find out, he grows up to be Kenya Burris of Blackish, of Grownish fame.
Years later, of course, he's the Kenya Barris, Blackish fame, just got it going on. And he reminded me, he said, you don't even remember me. And I was like, He said, I used to deliver scripts. I went, oh, my eyes, I think they became big as my head. Just one eye. I was mortified.
Talks about that all the time. Like, I was an asshole to this guy. And he's never said anything bad about her. But like you said, you never know that person has given you a meal. that person who is just, you know, picking up your laundry, whatever the case may be, may end up being somebody, and the way you treated them may have an impact that they're going to remember. So I try to keep that in mind and be kind to people.
I still
Big
believe that
facts.
it
That's
comes.
how I go about my shit, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it comes from how you was not how you was raised, but where you come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we come from the west side of Chicago. You know, we done came from started from the bottom. Now we here type shit. You know what I mean? That you know, sometimes motherfuckers got that silver spoon in their mouth and they never know. But nah, what else? What else? Shit, that's pretty much all I had about the content. Cause man, I've been watching. I mean, we could talk all day about Trashterpiece and Fuckboy Federation and the Fuckboy Gods. But you already said it. Like most of it is true stories. Like you a thug adjacent ass fuckboy. I mean,
yeah, I was
six. I mean, you 6'7". I mean, they flock to you.
It was a cheat code. And again, I wasn't the tough guy. I wasn't the thug, but I was the dude who, when we went out, you knew I was going to get at the Jones. And if nothing else, it was going to be some Jones around us.
I mean,
I wasn't afraid. I was, you know, I was always with the shits. I was always trying to be, I was the party dude. I was the fun guy that was going to laugh at the jokes and everything.
They was like, where's the exit? Right behind him.
Like some of the, again, it's even like what I love about Trashterpiece is you can be from Chicago, but if you were from that era, you can still relate to it. You might not know Hibachi, you might not know the Stinger, but you had a Stinger in your neighborhood. Yeah. You had that kind of thing, and you had those same. So I always say, like, the era is a character, is the main character of it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, because you brought up something on which one of them I was watching? Shit, I don't even remember because I watch them all the time. But I was watching one of the Jones and the party line. When you said that, I was like, oh shit, we had that here in Chicago too. I remember jumping on it. We had rooms where motherfuckers just go in there and roast the fuck out of everybody. We had I was the one I used to slide in and be like, "Ooh, she sound cute. Hey, shorty, let's go to this private room real quick." That was me. That was me.
But even like, you know, whether it's AOL or just like references from that time, like that.
The AOL chat.
I say all the time, like, people think Tinder was easy. AOL was shooting fish in a barrel, man. That shit was so easy to bang.
That shit was easy and scary at the same time.
It was scary. It was scary.
It was scary.
Hey, we about to age ourselves, but I ain't gonna hold you. MySpace pimping, boy.
Yeah, easy.
You could put in a zip code and a mile radius and hit send.
And it show you everybody there, and then they come to. You go to their page, they come to your page. You got the little cool music playing on your page. You got your little
background, the
little background shit raining down. Yeah, it was good times, man. And I love to be able to paint that picture of that time, because it matters to me that people from that era, whether they're even a little older, a little younger, they can be like, yo, I remember that. It was exactly like, it's so important for me to be authentic in painting that picture. So the truth be told, I never made a dime on YouTube off Trashterpiece because I want to use the music. And sometimes I kick myself in the ass about that. Like, damn, like I could be getting Google checks right now. Yeah. But it matters to me if I'm saying like, yo, it's 2003. You need to hear like a Pharrell song. You can't hear a trap. You can't hear a trap or a drill beat because it ain't that. That's not what we did in 2003.
Right.
So sometimes I kick myself in the ass like, damn, this wasn't a good business move, and it's not. But artistically, it makes me happy that somebody from the era will hear a Jay-Z song from that era. Or the one episode I used Crucial Conflict, and everybody was like, yo, that was my shit. Like, that matters because that was the era. It wasn't drill. It wasn't trap. And shout out to drill. I know Chicago started the drill thing. Philly got the drill. You know, we got our own little variation. I told you there's a symmetry there between these two cities.
Yeah.
And that's their thing. And that's whatever. But that wasn't where I came from. And it's important. You can't tell the 70s and then play, you know, Boyz II Men. You got to play the Temptations. Right. You're not going to set the era right. So that matters to me. Right. It mattered.
Speaking on authentic, since you brought it up, I just wanted to ask you, since you do content on YouTube, are you more close to what you feel is right? Like, do you make things that feel right to you? Or are you making content so you can pull in the masses, the audience?
That's a tough thing for me. I think the smart play is to like hop on the waves. I'm like, this is trending right now.
Yep.
Let me talk about this. But I find myself struggling to do that if I can't speak intelligently about it. And that's the thing. I have to stay authentic. Like, so today, like, Kendrick dropped his verse.
Don't you jump on it yet. Don't you jump on it. Don't you jump on it. We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to that. But the point is, like, if it's something I can speak intelligently or passionately about, then I'll do it. Even with like 00647, it mattered to me because I'm tired of like the battle of the sexes. You know, men ain't shit, women ain't shit. Fuck that. So I'm like, all right, how can I do this my way without hopping on like the wave that somebody else is doing? How can I do this? I'm good at parodying things. I'm good at writing stories. I'm good at satirizing. I'm gonna use my voice to do it that way. So I think there's ways to do it while staying authentic to yourself. I think again, the smart move is like reaction channels are huge right now. Like shout out to like Abba and Preach and D'Angelo Wallace and all these people. They're making a lot of money and they're passionate and they're good at it. I don't want to do something that I'm not good at or I'm not passionate about just to try to hop on a wave to be a part of something. I think that's going to come off as inauthentic. And I think the crowd that I have cultivated like me because it's authentic.
I would have to say, to sum that up, the people who are on YouTube who are authentic, I appreciate those people.
Yeah,
I consider me and my bro as authentic. I consider a lot of people that we brought onto our episodes authentic. The people who are on YouTube and just making corny ass reactions to everything, y'all make me fucking sick.
And the thing is, it's not gonna last. Like the one thing I do is I try to study patterns, and some things can play out. Like Crunk was great. That era was cool. Like I was in the club during that time. I was listening to like Lil Jon had this stuff on Smash, but now it's dated. You know what I mean? But an Andre 3000 verse, whether it dropped in 05, 2015, or 2025, is going to be magical. So it's not about, again, it's no shade to Lil Jon or anybody from that era, but it's like that was his thing. So people who tried to ride the wave, and I have a specific friend of mine who she could have been the next Lauryn Hill. She got bars and she can sing her ass off and she fine as hell. But she was like,
what's her name?
Branding herself. What's her ad? She was branding herself as the queen of crunk, and we had a fallout because I'm like, yo, at some point this gonna die off. It's gonna be like the next thing. And she stopped talking to me, and she branded herself that. So when crunk fell off, she fell off with it. And she was building a buzz in Atlanta, and she hit me up like we talked. That was like maybe 2008, maybe a little bit earlier than that. She hit me up like maybe a few years ago and was like, yo, you was right. Like, I should have been. She was trying to ride the wave of that to get on instead of actually creating the music, like timeless music. So again, I don't have no problem with people who ride waves. I think channels like Abba and Preach or D'Angelo Wallace, this is what they do. Is they're not just doing it because it's the thing to do. They've been doing it. You can go back 8 years and see this is what they were doing. But folks who are just doing it now because it's the thing to do, it's going to die off and you're going to die with it.
AP, I might look quiet, I might act quiet, but I'm more of the watcher. I be watching people. Right. I ain't sleep on you. I see why they call you Vision, because you saw that shit was gonna die off. Yeah. She didn't see it.
Yeah, she didn't.
I consider myself to have vision too. I can see talent in people. A lot of times they don't want to believe you, but if you can see it, it's best to take heed of somebody giving you some fucking advice.
Especially if I don't have no dog in the hunt. Like, you my man's, like, I want to see you. I want to see you do well. I'm not the type of person that's going to tell somebody whatever they want to hear to keep, like, nah, if I want to see you do well and I fuck with you my man's, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the real. And we might fall out about it, but you're going to come back later and be like, at least you were honest. You might not agree, you might not like it, but you're going to know you're going to get an honest opinion from me. I'm not going to have you on American Idol when you can't sing. And now niggas is clowning you like William Hung. Like, you're not gonna be my man's, and that's gonna happen. And I try to cultivate a friendship. I try to curate friends who kind of do the same thing. Like, yeah, no, this ain't it, bro.
Hey, and for my people that's in the shy, I'm gonna say it first, and then I'm gonna let my bro Vision from Philly give his interpretation of it. And shy, we call that standing on business. Yeah, keeping it 100. What y'all say on the East Coast in Philly?
Keeping it a buck, keeping it a bean. Same thing, same concept. Yeah,
I like it.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna add to everything y'all all both been saying, because I've been sitting here waiting like I'm in jumping double dutch, waiting for my turn to jump in this bitch. Like, first and foremost, standing on business, standing 10 toes down.
Yeah.
Real talk, that's what the fuck we do. There's been many a conversations where me and B done had our business meeting about this show, and I'm like, bro, let's talk about this. He's like, no, that's not us.
Yeah.
But that's what's going on, bro. That's how, I'm the one that's like looking at what's going on. I'm like, bro, and he like, no, let's be us. And then at the end of the day, when I go and do the edit, I'm like, thanks, bro. You're right. Fuck that. Let's be us. We're going to be authentic us because we're going to build our brand. We're going to build our name. So we not just going along with the fad because I'm a YouTuber. I done had premium YouTube for years just because that's my entertainment. You know what I'm saying? My son's 4. I like to call the professional stepdaddy, okay? I love a woman with kids because they treat you different than a chick that don't have kids. So I have had kids around me even before I had my own. So my entertainment was YouTube, you know, and watching so many YouTubers blow up and make all this bucks. And then when that fad falls off, who were they? They're nobody because they were going along with that fad.
And then you struggle to see them like attention whoring. Now we just trying to do anything to keep the attention. And it's like, I'm cool with if I loved when the algorithm was like, you know, pushing my product like crazy, my content like crazy. I gotta be okay on the lows. If I love the peaks, I gotta be okay with the valleys. And you can be that way if you're authentic, if you're true to yourself. It's like, hey, at the end of the day, I'm still making my art. It's not that people don't want to see it. It's just that the way this is going right now, it's not being pushed to my people. And that's cool. It's nothing like, but whoever gets it is going to get it and they're going to fuck with it and they're going to like it. So I think it's important to kind of play that game. I mean, to be
it's the long game. That's what people don't remember.
Yeah,
I could blow up and go viral, and we can have a show that has 200 million views and all that, and we just blew up, right? But I'd rather have, I mean, even to this day, me and B watch the numbers. You know what I'm saying? We got episodes that motherfuckers go back to. You know what I'm saying? Our very first S&E Infusion sneaker ball is still raking in numbers every week. And that was February of what, 2022?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's because we interviewed Crucial Conflict, speaking of the devil.
Speaking of the devil.
You know what I'm saying? We interviewed Crucial Conflict and they performed on that. So how many motherfuckers go back to see that? Because this is what we bring into y'all. Fuck Chirac. We Chi-Town. We hustlers. We make money. We make money moves, bitch. Money moves was started here.
Everybody know Chicago got the hustlers. Everybody know that. Like that's the reputation. But I think when you rock like that, you could sleep at night. And I want to be able to look at I want to be able to watch my art and be able to sleep at night. Like, yo, I gave my all. It might have flopped, but I like it. I thought this shit was funny. And people that saw it thought it was funny. And you never know something. Like you said, it might be a thing where it blow up later. It might, and I always say, like, you only really need one video to catch, and then the other people will go back to watch the other ones. So I sleep well at night knowing that the art I make I'm proud of it. Even if it's a little experiment. 00647 was hella experimental, you know, but I always knew if nothing else, I could always fall back. I could always go back to Trashterpiece because I love creating it. And I'm back on it now. I love it. I'm having a great time with it.
I know you from Philly. Do you mess with Big Crit music?
Hell yeah. Crit is
don't touch my soul, then I don't listen to it.
Crit he's a really good example of what we're talking about. A very good example of what we're talking about. And I've always said, and there's no shade to this person I'm about to mention, I always said I would much rather have a career like The Roots than Mike Jones. Mike Jones was humongous. Everybody was yelling, hit that phone number and that Mike Jones, and it was lit. And there's no shade to him because I thought he was a great artist. But The Roots have always been, the Roots wasn't even getting radio play in Philly. And that's what they from here. But they could still go do a show in Toulouse, France. They could still go do a show in Malaga, Spain. And
I mean, aren't they the in-house? Ain't they the in-house band for fucking
Jimmy Fallon? But even before that, like that's the thing. It had to take so much time and consistency and perseverance to even get to that point where they wasn't even getting shown love in Philly. So, you know, because just it was a different kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
I always say, like, I think as artists, we have to decide, number one, where the line is. Like, I will not cross that. And I think that's kind of weird. And they're having conversations about that now in entertainment. That I don't know if y'all want to get into or not. But I won't cross that line. That's my line.
I'm always down for a little conspiracy.
Oh,
whether
fuck
it's
yeah, we shit talkers. Come on.
I say whether it's like some like whatever the like, and again, shout out to Donnie. Donnie told me that he's a good friend. He always say, draw your line. What won't you do? And then stick to that shit. And so I always say I would much rather have the career of longevity that might take a little while to take off, but once I got it, as opposed to being famous and being invited to the Met Gala one year and then nobody know me the next year. Nah, give me the long term. I want the long money, and I take the money over fame anyway. Give me the
comes
bread.
from where?
Who ain't got no bitches?
that come from our era though.
Yeah.
That come from our era. Because I mean, look at how many artists, and I can say artists because it's not just hip hop and rap though. It's artists from our era that still motherfuckers got grades and shit. Still doing their thing.
Yeah.
Old as fuck. Like, I mean, go back to our parents' day and their artists. How many of their artists still doing shit? None.
LL Cool J.
No, I mean our parents. LL Cool. Well, LL Cool J is kind of like in between our parents and us. Yeah.
But even then, I always said, but if you look like the fucking Rolling Stones and Aerosmith is still getting fucking the Red Hot Chili Peppers touring. Shit. They still touring.
Yeah, but they was true to themselves.
They was true to themselves, and when you cultivate a following, they're gonna grow with you. You know what I mean? So like that's the dude I used to rock with heavy. He would always cater his art to younger people, and I'm like, yo, but we're not that age. Stop trying to be that. Like we Zennials. Stop trying to make stuff for Gen Z or early millennials. That's not the move. And what he found was, as that crowd grew up, they outgrew him. So they're not gonna grow with you. So I've always felt like, I'm very true to my generation. And I feel like if you give them something to grow with, they will grow with you. And if they grow with you, they'll go with you. It's really that simple. So that's why the Rolling Stones or Aerosmith or the Red Hot Chili Peppers or whoever, and again, those are two different generations, but they will still sell out stadiums.
Oh yeah.
Because they've cultivated they've curated an audience who loves them. And that's the most important thing for longevity. And again, I ain't make it yet. I'm still putting up stuff on Instagram, and I always say I'm on Hollywood's porch. They ain't let me in yet, but I can hear the party. Just nobody brought me in the house yet. But
you're still knocking on the door waiting to be let in.
I'm outside and everybody walking in like, yo, what's up? I didn't met you name him. I've met with him from the vice president of Fox Animation to LeBron's production company. I've met with all of them and they know who I am. Nobody let me in the door yet, but I'm there and I'm just like, that's fine. It ain't my time yet to come in, but it will be. I'm gonna be right the fuck here when the time comes.
Divine timing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And when it's your time, Two Drinks with the Fellas brought you on and brought the world to you. So fuck 100%. What you heard. I was playing
100%.
But hey, you know what? It's about that time. You know what I'm saying? It's Mr. On My Grass Top 5. Okay.
Word.
So we're gonna talk about some things to get to know you a little bit better. Let's see vision. Let's get into the mind of vision. Okay.
Let's do it.
So your top 5. Now I'm a fuck with you real quick because Philly is Philly. Yeah. Philly is his own entity in itself sometimes, just like Chicago. Okay.
Thanks.
So first and foremost, your top 5 Philly artists. That's musical, whatever.
Oh man. Overall, I gotta go no particular order. Black Thought as a lyricist, I just think can't be fucked with. Teddy Pendergrass, we're gonna go back. Teddy P.
Icon.
I'll say Jill Scott. I say Jill Scott because she really helped usher in that kind of renaissance of the neo soul renaissance of the early 2000s. Like that was such a groundbreaking thing, and we're from the same neighborhood. Like she literally we don't know each other, but she's from 3 blocks
Did you
away.
take a long walk with her?
Listen, when I say Jilly from Philly don't fuck around, she'll beat somebody's ass. I would take a long walk.
Her first song, she was talking about beating ass.
Whipping ass.
I'm with Jill. Jill is my girl.
Hey, I love Jill.
Hey, I love Jill Scott. I always told my lady, I say, hey, if I met this celebrity, I need a hall pass
Yes,
because Jill Scott,
you need a pass.
baby.
So I go Black Thought, Jill Scott, Teddy P, Beanie Siegel. I'm just a humongous fan of Beans. I thought he really held Philly down for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go with a dark horse. I'm gonna go with Eve. And mainly because I don't think Eve gets the credit she deserves.
Oh, fuck no.
She the pit bull in the skirt.
That's the thing. And people forget, like, she was on a roster with some heavy hitters and held her own. She was with Jada Styles, DMX, like she was with heavy hitters, and nobody ever was like, she don't belong on this track. She always held her own.
Right.
I don't think Eve get the credit for that. So I'm gonna go with Eve.
On top of the fact that she can also cross over and did some shit with fucking Gwen Stefani and still blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, she proved that a hood bitch in a skirt and a t-shirt from fucking the hood can hold her own with the niggas, and you feel me?
Yeah. I have immense respect for her. So if we're talking just music top 5, that's my top 5.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Bet. Appreciate that. Love it. All right. So, top 5 poets. Don't matter if they famous, not famous, don't matter. However you want to put it in.
I gotta go with Saul because he's the reason that I do this. Like I told you, I heard Saul Williams the first time, and I was like, yo, I did not know I was allowed to do this. I gotta go Talam AC. And my little arrogant is a dude named Talam. If you're in the spoken word world, you know Talam AC. But if you're not, he was like the international slam champion. And the very first open mic I've ever did, I went to this spot called October Gallery. And my little arrogant competitive ass, I'm in there comparing. It's a whole love fest, and I'm in there trying to compare myself. I'm being competitive. And it was 2 people that I was like, okay, they might could do something. One of them was a sister named Tracy Lynn, who I ended up being really good friends with. And the other one was this dude, Talam AC, who I didn't realize was the international poetry slam champion. And I'm like, he might could do something. He might could get me. And we ended up being, I had no idea who the boy was, but we ended up being really good friends. And he was a really good mentor to me. And shout out to Talam. I'm going to do a Chicago boy for putting spoken word on the map. And to a lot of people, Jay Ivy, who brought that verse on Kanye's first album, Never Let You Down. I heard that. I was like, oh, this what we can get on mainstream artist shit now. I gotta give love to my man Jay Ivy. We met a couple times. Really cool dude, super humble dude, as Chicago people be. I gotta give another one. There's a matter of fact, there's a young Syrian sister named Amal Kassar. She's a younger poet, but every time I hear her, she gives me goosebumps. Like, just being able to talk about Syria is really like, I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about that struggle, but again, she gives me goosebumps every time I hear her. And I say,
where she was from, I was like, oh yeah, I know what she's talking about.
She's heavy, man. She's heavy. And I go Sonny Patterson, who is another amazing. I'm almost positive Sonny is from New Orleans, but another one of them kind of kindred spirit cities, them hardworking blue collar cities, and she kind of embodies.
Shout out to New Orleans. That's my shit for the food.
Nola.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking on Jay Ivy, so after this, I'm gonna send you a link, and I need you to send me your deets, because I'm gonna send you this book from one of our most recent special guests, Miss Jennifer Ali. She's here from Chicago. She wrote a book called Thoughts, and it's a poetry book. Okay, and I'm gonna send it to you, and we're gonna have to bring you back on and fucks with you. We might even do a collab episode. Yeah, we might even do a collab episode and bring her and you on, and we do a poetry episode. B-Mate's gonna be sitting there because, you know,
spoken word.
I'm with it.
Let's do it.
Like it.
There's another poet out of Chicago who was one of my mentees initially, and he just kind of took off. He's disciple. It's one of them situations where the student now teaches the teacher. His name is Julian Randall. It's spelled like Julian, but he's Afro-Latino. He's from Chicago. He's in Chicago right now. Julian Randall was another amazing poet. I met him when he was outside. He was like Philly adjacent, but then being kind of ran the Philly circuit. He was at Swarthmore College right outside of Philly. And he's ill. Like, y'all would really like this dude. I'll make sure I hook y'all up with him too. He's in Chicago. Sure. He's writing like young adult novels right now. He's killing. He's killing it.
See, that's the reason why I don't let nobody hear my poetry, because my shit be erotic as fuck. I be on some bullshit. I be on some R. Kelly times 10 type shit. I didn't. But what? Pause.
About to
Pause,
say
my
you
brother.
might want to.
Hold on.
Wanna...
Hold on. Wait. Pause. I mean, like knocking the boots. Some
Y'all
other
need to
shit.
put on y'all Pampers for this one.
No. We ain't going there. I got an age restriction. I gotta verify ID before anything. Stop.
Okay,
At least put your ponchos on because it's raining.
We on it now. I got you. But there's a lane for that though. Like there's a big lane for erotic poetry.
Oh yeah,
it is.
It is. I just that's why I don't put my shit in public because
yeah,
motherfuckers gonna be like, you want me to do what? Nah, pause. Hold on.
Indecent exposure.
Yeah, like you said, I'm butt naked reading poetry. That's what I'm gonna do my last 24 hours.
See, there we go.
So I'm gonna do this or that real quick. All right.
Okay.
You ready for this one? All right. So Xbox and PlayStation.
Ooh, man, I've done both. If I gotta choose though, the last few years I've been Xbox. I started out Team PlayStation forever. The last few years I've been Team Xbox.
Which one you got?
I got this. What is the Series S right now? I think that's what it is.
Xbox.
Yeah, that is Xbox.
You got to send me. You got to send me your link. I'm trying to get some friends. I just got mine. I'm trying to put people get some friends so I can play GTA with people. But no.
I got you. That's what I play too. That's my game. I love GTA. So yeah, I got you.
All right. Poetry or R&B?
R&B. And outside of like spoken word, like my spoken word peers, I find R&B artists as my favorite poets. So again, I name my favorite like poets who run the circuit and run the scene, and like spoken word artists. A lot of my favorite poets in general, my favorite writer of all time is Stevie Wonder. I just think his pen was just touched by God. But I like a contemporary artists, like my favorite writers are like Sir and Lucky Day, Ari Lennox, Alex Isley. I just think they write, their pens are just crazy. So I always got to go R&B. There's no shade, again, I'm a poet, so there's no shade to that. But even how they write in the pocket and be able to write so concisely is just brilliant to me.
Freestyle or written?
Written. I can't freestyle for shit. Shout out to people who freestyle. My brain don't work, so it's written all day.
Live action or animation?
Man, I gotta go animation as of late because I think that's where the innovation has been. Especially since X-Men 97 is out right now. They're going animation right now. X-Men 97 shit is lit. Go on animation right now. It might change. You said you ask me next week, I might change it, but animation right now all day.
Okay, so I got another one since you brought that up. That's funny you brought that up because I was thinking about this because I felt like you might be in this realm. DC or Marvel?
Marvel. I love DC, but Marvel. I think Marvel has been consistent with their drops. I think the writing has been so much better.
So you're going with them based off of the movies?
I'm going off them based on the writing, not just the movies. I think even though they have some flops lately, don't get me wrong, but I think for the most part, if we're talking just comics, the comic, just the characters, I've always been Team X. I'm an X-Men dude. Like that's been my thing forever. Even though I think they kind of butchered those movies over the years.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
Nightcrawler.
Dope. It's different. It's different. Yeah. It's not my favorite, but that's different. I love Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler is my man.
Mine's is the Captain, Cyclops.
Yeah, it's like and not too many people say that, but he was that dude. And one of the things I do like about this new series, I think finally somebody got Storm right. Finally got like Storm is an Omega mutant, and they've always like played it off like she can just make it rain. Like nigga, she manipulates molecules. She is that chick. Stop fucking playing with her name. So I've always been X-Men. I like a Silver Surfer. Even like the villains like Galactus, and I've always been Team Marvel with that.
So. For sure. I mean, wasn't Cyclops with Jean Grey?
They tried to hold him in the movies, and I wasn't going for it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I mean, I've always liked Cyclops pulled the bitches. Fuck what you heard.
Yeah.
But now, my favorite was also Wolverine though too. To be able to regenerate, get fucked up, and be like, okay, I'll be back, bitch. Hold on.
Oh, let me sit down right quick. I got you. I'm back at your ass.
Give me a 30 second, and I'll be back in.
I'm on you.
Okay.
Yeah, Wolverine. I always like Wolverine too.
Okay. Shit. What was the last one? Oh, okay. I got one for you because this goes back to me being a fan and watching your shit. Chicago or Philly?
I gotta go Philly. I love Chicago, but I gotta go Philly. And here's the thing about me: I will always find a way to include somebody Philly in it. Like if somebody like, "What's your favorite podcast?" I might be like, let's say I'm like Drink Champs, but also $1 million worth of game. Who's the best singer of all time? Um, I'll name somebody else and then like find a way to include it. So I do that all the fucking time. So I'm just like an ultimate Philly ambassador. People like, who's the best? Who had the best ball handlers of all time? Kyrie Irving and Allen Iverson. Like I will always find a way.
AI stay fly.
And he's Virginia's own, but Philly claim him as well.
Oh hell yeah! I mean,
Pound for
anybody say
pound,
AI, they say
one of the
Philly.
best
Say
players
Philly,
in
yeah.
the league ever.
Yeah.
That was
So
my idol, bro.
I always
I
love.
mean, look at his head. Look at his head. Show him, B.
That's
AI all day.
all day.
All day.
So there's no shade to Chicago. Like if you know me, I love. I would say. I think I said this prior to the to us filming, but I always say Chicago is my favorite summer city. It's just something about being in Chicago in the summer. You go down to what is it, Lakeshore Drive? It's just God. He's like, yo, this is beautiful. Not even including the women that be down there, but just in general, like Chicago has a different vibe. So I love Chicago. The food is good. The women are
You
fine.
see his screen? You see B-May screen?
Where I see it. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
That's from Our God. That's another one of his pieces from the Our God.
That's Mike Vick too next to him.
Yeah, Mike Vick and AI.
Another Philly, yeah. And again, he's also from Virginia, and Atlanta claim him, but we claim Mike Vick too. He had his resurgence in Philly, so we claim him.
Right.
And again, at some point, I'm gonna be back on the road. I kind of calmed down from touring as much. It's been a little difficult. Like everybody's finding it difficult to pick back up after COVID.
Yeah.
But Chicago was always on my places to go. If I skipped other places, even if I skipped like a Detroit, and I love Detroit too, but I always made sure I was in Chicago. It was always Montreal, Toronto, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, and back to Philly. That was always the run I made.
And y'all know what's crazy? No matter how much we get the flack for the whole Chirac and all the danger in Chicago, Chicago is gonna come outside, risk their life to support people they like.
Yeah.
We're gonna come outside and support.
We outside.
What's going on?
Yeah. And even with that reputation, again, Philly is just as violent in a lot of ways, not as on a grand scale as the Chi is, but that doesn't take away from the dopeness of the city. It doesn't take away from the cultural aspects. And I always say, like, one thing I will always, and shout out to Dina Dean, shout out to Emerald Green, two really dope Chicago-based poets. Chicago poets show love to men like nobody else. If you go somewhere and there's a bunch of black men ain't shit and men ain't shit poems, you go to Chicago, you're gonna feel like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott just double hugged you. Like Chicago women poets show love. They'll check the shit out of you. Don't get me wrong. If you fucking up, they're gonna check you. But they show you hella love. It's that, yo, get up. I'm with you. Get up. I got you. Black man, get up. I'm with you. So I will always love, and again, specifically Dina Dean and Emerald. Like they're very I think Teresa the Songbird is originally from Chicago too, but they always just show so much love.
Man. For sure. Now we finna wrap up the Mr. On My Grass top 5. Now I'm gonna do something different this time because this is a special episode, different episode. All right. So we got Vision on here tonight. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. I hope you're ready. You feel me? I didn't tell you about this beforehand, but I just want to put you on the spot and have you put in the good work. You feel me? 10 toes down. You know how we get out. So I need you to go into your dialogue real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I need you to pick your favorite of all time poem of your own. Doesn't matter what it is.
Word.
And I need you to spit it for the people.
So it's a good one. Like the lightning bug poem would be the easy answer.
I don't want the easy answer.
Yeah, I think the thing that got me through was this poem. I think there's a poem where I actually mentioned Carl Thomas. It's called Miracle of Motion. And it's like when I was like down bad, I was like depressed. and I was able to like
That's kind of the
find,
best times to make material too.
yeah, no, like 100%. I was like down bad, and this one day, like I remember being in the house, and I just woke up like 5 o'clock in the morning. I just felt good. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna document this whole day because I don't know if I'm ever gonna be like this again. I don't know if I'm gonna have a good day again. Like, you know how you be that low. So I documented the whole day, and it's called Miracle of Motion. It's my favorite poem because it means the most to me. So this is it. The bed beckons, and recently rising has been a miracle of motion. But today I feel blessed. Today I will not drown in a garden of linens, then struggle to resurrect myself. Today is different because I feel blessed. I find myself on an L platform at 5:55 a.m. doing a horrible samba to Joao Gilberto. The man 10 feet away from me beams. I'm not sure if he's laughing at my stubborn hips or smiling at this audacious freedom, but today I dance. I dance onto the train deep in my Sergio Mendes bag. I'm Joe and I'm drawing and I'm judged. I don't care. The weight of chaos defies gravity today. I am black boy buoyant, black man defiant. I am underground yet still reflecting a sun that has not yet risen. A girl takes out her phone, tries to sneak a video of me, and normally I'd be upset, but today feel free to turn this black joy viral. I ascend up flights of stairs like a resurrection is imminent, because it is. Downtown Philly is still dark, but damn it, I'm lit and I'm loud and I'm two-stepping to 90s R&B. Chico, DeBarge, and Joe. There's no guarantee, but I'm singing off key like they wrote it for my imperfect pitch. I arrive at the gym, and hypermasculinity is tapping me on the shoulder, telling me to calm down. But patriarchy won't patronize me today, won't convince me that man and stoic are synonymous, won't convince me that my freedom is fickle. I am unshaken, I am unshackled, and Carl Thomas just gave me permission to move. I'm back outside, but I'm still plugged in, still feeling regal, still feeling relucent. I wink at the sun and watch it begin to covet my radiance, and the air tastes like spring, like opportunities anew. The breeze feels like fresh skin, a shameless shedding. I'm back at my apartment, and my puppy tilts his head in confusion. Nugget's been witnessing me mope for months up and down these halls like I've been haunting our home. Today he doesn't put his head in my lap, doesn't bat those beautiful brown obelisks at me. He's smiling because I'm smiling. I'm blasting Meek through the speaker, and we mean mug each other like only North Philly and a pit bull can. I'm reluctant to bathe. Don't want to wash off this feeling, like there's a fine line between backsliding and baptism. I shower rebelliously. Nugget sits in the bathroom like he doesn't want to leave while I'm levitating. I'm back in my bedroom, reading toxic text from a passive-aggressive new opportunity, and I say, okay. My phone rings. An old vow is on the other end with an orchard of apologies. I say, okay. 2 syllables have never been this deliciously palatable. I'm okay. The bed will beckon again tomorrow, and I'll be okay. I have let go. I have let God. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Who knows what depression will bring? But today I celebrate each minute of light. Today I celebrate each minute of life, of fight. Today I'm at the corner of faith and flying, and this is what it feels like to survive winter. I ain't spent that in a minute.
Let's get them fingers. Let's get them fingers going.
Any brother that openly comes out and says they listen to El DeBarge is a brother of mine.
Listen, man, people forget, man. Like, I said when Versus was going on, I went down this DeBarge bag, and I remember saying like, yo, if DeBarge had a 10 song, like they would decimate a lot of groups from the 80s. Like 10
Dude,
DeBarge,
you know how many eyes will be wet watching that shit?
Yeah, that shit was
and
crazy.
some other things.
A lot of wet eyes. I'll be crying my ass off watching.
Everybody be wet.
Man.
Yeah, that's again, I try to like write. I'm just like, I literally wrote that poem in my phone as life was happening. Because again, I feel like, men go through things, and sometimes, we suffer in silence if we don't feel like we can talk about it. And, we don't want to be a burden. Most of the time, we don't want to be a burden to others. We don't want to, express that. We don't want to bring down others. We feel like it's just our fight. And then that drives you deeper and deeper into darkness. So
I mean, it's that misconception. It's that
Yeah.
misconception. We the leader, we the head of the household,
Yeah.
we the this, we the that. You know what I'm saying? You looked upon as weak because you expressing your feelings or you expressing that you are scared. You express all that shit. The shit that we human too though.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna do another one if y'all don't mind, in case y'all want to change the vibe. I don't want to live. I don't want to end like on a depression note. If y'all don't mind, if
I
it's
mean, you
cool.
can throw it in there.
Yeah.
You can throw it in there. I can edit this and
How about
we
you
can
edit
throw it in
you
as an
can just
extra.
choose whatever you
It's
want.
all good
All right,
for sure.
All right. I feel like this might be more in line with the pod, and this is a true story. I was supposed to write a trash piece about this, but I ended up writing a poem.
Okay.
She shot her shot, and I said I wasn't interested. She said, "What are you, gay or something?" I guess that was supposed to be an insult, and it's not. I guess I was supposed to be offended, and I wasn't. She followed with, "So why else don't you have kids?" I could have told her it's because my heart's too soft and I love too hard not to be with my child every day if I can help it. There's nothing wrong with co-parenting, but I love to gift my baby something I never had. Parents purposely flirting, dinner table discussions, my wife and I making our babies full disgusted, singing old school duets, me as Method Man, she as Mary J, like sweet morning dew, a daily demeanor, a perpetual presence. So I wait believing the world, the universe is conspiring to give me a love like Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil, Cliff and Claire minus the bill, so I have no kids because I've never been married. I've always known I'll be an amazing father, but maybe I'm still life lesson learning the things I need to be her husband. I'm not looking for a wife. I'm waiting for my wife. Note the distance and the difference. This may be a painful perseverance, but I know my worth. And until I can find she with abundant love and patience who understands reciprocity, I'm content with being married to my work, to my passion, to my purpose. She deserves this tenfold. Life is too short to be with anyone who doesn't love you like life is too short. So I wait, knowing my Fatima will find me. My Nina Mosley will know me, and she'll be everything I need. Won't settle for anything less than Kavi and Shireen Maktoub. I understand the need to rationalize a refusal. So if using gay as an insult is how she reconciled this rejection, who am I to argue with her ignorance? Who am I to deny her karma? Who is she to waste my inhales? An explanation wasn't needed, wasn't due, but instead I said, it's not that I don't like women. I just don't like you.
Amen.
Whatever one y'all want to use. I figured, you know,
we
however
use
y'all want
both
to
of
live.
them. Yeah.
Fam, I like the poem. I be thinking too hard though. If I was there with you at them times, I would have roasted the shit out that bitch.
The funny thing about her, she was
That
a promoter. She was a promoter, and she was like taking me off like flyers and removing me from like gigs and shit.
I would have ended up having that bitch.
I had to take her out, man. That shit was. I had to take this chick out and be boring on the date so she could dump me. True story.
See, this is what happens if you have some Chi-Town friends. Oh, we roasting the
I
fuck out
would
that
have loved
bitch.
to be your friend.
I
around
needed
here.
y'all.
We going in that moment. Oh,
What
you
you
little
say,
bucket
bitch?
head ass bitch. You little sour puss ass bitch.
Yeah, my homies was like, you gotta take one for the team, bro. You bad for business right now. Go fuck that chick. And I just like, I can't do it. She was not attractive at all. But that's a true story. I'm gonna write a trash piece about it.
We all done been there. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all see the power that he has done with the poetry words. He's not stumbling over no speeches or no sentences. So I want to give props to this man for having the confidence to give his recite of both of his poems. So thank you, Vision.
My pleasure. Whatever joint y'all want or both, either way we good. But I wanted to have two different vibes for y'all, so we wasn't ending on like a depression note kind of thing. But I do think it's important for men in general. Like, yo, we kind of do hold on, and even that situation is like, yo, like they talk about women and rejection, men like women rejected, like not being able to be rejected. Well, men not being able to take rejection from women, but that shit goes on both hands. And I don't gotta tell y'all that. Y'all know there's women out there who don't. So we never talk about that shit. So I try my best to speak about things that men in general don't kind of talk about.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna put this out there in the atmosphere. You will be back for a men's panel because if you look back in our previous episodes, we have men's panels where we discuss candidly about shit that us as men don't normally talk about in public.
I'm with it.
So
let me know when. You already know. Just let me know when I'm here.
For sure. But you know what? It's about that time of the episode. B Mace, you ready, my boy?
You know I am. This week's Coolest Hell Award. I wanted to spice it up. Since we actually got a hip hop fan, we gonna talk about this upcoming beef between Drake, Kendrick Lamar. So I'm going to have it an open conversation where anybody can talk about whoever they want to talk about in the beef. They can talk about Drake. They can talk about J. Cole. They can even talk about Kendrick Lamar.
Many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gon' make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crash something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Then tell them where you get your abs from. V12, it's a fast one. Bow, bow, bow. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 that fuck 'em up. Wop, 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 certified boogie.
So, to everybody, since the Kendrick Lamar diss just came out today, I'm going to start with our guest Vision, and then I'm going to go to my bro Ken, and then I'll close us out for the night. So, brothers, tell me what y'all think about this beef going on with hip-hop.
Hip-hop is back, and not that it ever went anywhere, but I love the battles. And I think people at the top, you know, sometimes, again, Kane and Rakim threw shots at each other, KRS-One and Shan, LL, and basically everybody. And that's
50 Cent and everybody.
50 Cent and everybody. Like, it's just the way it is.
50 Cent came in as a newcomer, like, fuck everybody.
What is like Clemenza from the Godfather said, these things got to happen every 10 years or so to clear out the bad blood. I think Cole was kind of like you were standing with the ops, so you got to catch it. I think Kendrick genuinely doesn't like Drake. I think it's an interesting thing. I'm happy that it's here. Now, as long as it stay on wax and nobody get hurt, I love it.
No. I'm not gonna let him end it like that. You got to give us more Vision. You got to give us more on it.
About who I think, like
dig into that shit. Let's go.
Dig into it, dog. It's your time. This is your platform right now.
They've been beefing for the better part of 10 years, taking shots at each other. Like that was a great diss. I have a lot of respect. It takes a lot of balls to do with Cole. That I was a little disappointed at first, but taking a step back, like, you know what, this ain't really for me. I gotta respect it as a man. I was disappointed. But I'm like, and then in hindsight, it might have been the best thing because today's shit with Drake was just that Euphoria shit is crazy, man. Like even the title is like the show that Drake executive produces on HBO, and that's a show about overly sexualized teens with Drake's history or alleged history of talking to teenage girls is just layered. So I thought it was a great diss in regards to, like, he kind of gave everybody what you wanted. If you like the shade, if you like saying like fuck you, he said that I hate the way you dress, I hate the way you look, I hate the way. But then it's like the layered things too, where it's like the triple entendres and the extended metaphors. I'm just like, yo, Drake. There's a reason why Kendrick has a Pulitzer Prize, and today he showed it. And I'm like, Drake, I don't think I would respond if I was you, bro. You got too much to lose.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all didn't see it because we doing single frames at a time, but I was grinning the whole time he was talking. I love it. I love how he broke that shit down. Because I'm a hip-hop head. Yeah. And I appreciate you dropping them gems on us, Vision. I'm going to go ahead and let my brother Ken go ahead and rip this shit open. What you think about this rap battle, bro?
I'm gonna go off a dome on how I am, because, you know, I'm a person that, you know, I think my mind is always going. I'm Mr. On my grind because my mind never stopped. You feel me? Okay. And I'm sitting here listening, and just like what Vision just broke down, he took the words out of my mouth. You know, I think that in depth when it comes to what the fuck I'm doing too, you know, and the fact that Kendrick took the time to name it Euphoria, like what Vision just said, and what the symbolization behind that, like most people, most motherfuckers miss that. They miss that, you know, like think, you know, I hate, I like drill, but I don't like drill. Okay. I like drill because the beating is catchy and, you know, woo, woo, woo. But I don't like it because what the fuck you're talking about, okay? because I'm deep when it comes to thinking about shit. And to sit back and be like analyzing the whole, like my man's had my mind going all day, and I was like, wow, this nigga really took the time. It wasn't like most people was like, oh, it's weak as hell. He said, I hate this, I hate that, I hate because you weak as hell mentally, bro. I'm sorry. It's pause. Lean back and think for a second and look at what the fuck you looking at, okay? Break it
Get
the
him.
fuck, break it the fuck down, you one-sided minded ass nigga. Okay. Let's deepen this shit up real talk. Okay. He
Pause.
didn't he went from the name to the metaphors to the breaking it down. You got to think to listen to this shit and see how much of a diss this was. Okay. Because that's the kind of comedy that me and Two Drinks with the Fellas and B Mace got up in here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make your ass think, and then we also gonna throw a picture up for the dumbasses to realize what the fuck we was talking about. Okay? Intellectual. Okay? So stop it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say, you know, the chicken crossed the road and why type ass shit. You gotta think, okay? I'm trying to elevate the community. You feel me? Think for a second. This nigga Kendrick Lamar deepened this shit. And if you goofy enough to say that his shit was weak, then you were goofy. End of discussion. I'ma digress and fall back and let B Mace end this shit. You dig?
Thank you, my bro. On his behalf, I'm gonna say it. Pause, cause we ain't deeping in no more shits. So I want to get on this rap battle because I definitely believe Kendrick got down on this shit today with Euphoria. The man was dropping bars, Joe. And I'm sorry, Drake. I'm a fan of yours. I got a bunch of your shit saved on my computers and hard drives. I don't bootleg them, so I don't sell them. So please don't come for me. But he did get at your ass. You did a little cute rap battle back at him about his shoe size being a 7 foot. I mean a size 7 or 7.5 or whatever that shit. That little man came back at your ass and he threw DCFS in the chat with him. So you better watch it and get on your fathering skills, cause you don't want a little Adonis gone like losing Isaiah. But again, Kendrick, you snapped on that shit, my nigga, cause at first everybody was kind of clowning you for not responding, but you calculated your shit, and just like a Texas instrument, you got that shit writing together with the fractions and all that shit. So I'm proud of you, and you even did a little resemblance from "Don't Be a Menace" with Bernie Maxine. I hate your gums. I hate your mama. I hate all that shit. I hate the way you walk. How you hate the way a nigga walk and that nigga worth millions? I can't relate because I don't have them, but I feel them. I feel them. Samurai Kenny, you did your motherfucking thing. And guess what, sir? I'm on your side because I've been on your side since drowning in what is that, swimming pools? I've been drinking my ass off for a long time, sir. And shouts out to you, sir. On 2 Drinks to the Joint, you have won this rap battle. You made one of America's most favorite lyricists bow the fuck out of a battle because he wants to still be your friend. Mm-hmm. And then you made Canada's favorite shut the fuck up because he wanted to be somebody's plastic Barbie doll. But I digress. Shout out to you, what is that owner of Wingstop for pointing that
Rick
out.
Ross.
I don't even have abs, but I can't afford them like Drake can. But blessings to him. Blessings to him because he did a song with my homie Trey Songz back in the day before he was big. I don't know the name, but it's gonna pop up. But I just want to say, hey, Drake, come ahead and get this award. I know you busy touring with your little gauntlet suit on and baseball cap.
No, Drake is busy fucking trapping motherfuckers and leaking himself jacking off, face ass nigga.
Yeah, that was weird.
Pause.
That was weird as shit.
Anyways.
I don't know about that. ASAP Rocky up in here with all that, but we're gonna go ahead and tell you come get this award because you fucking deserve it, sir. And invite us to your mansion so we can do an interview.
Whose?
Drake's. That nigga got
I
a
ain't
big
doing that
ass
nigga.
house.
Man,
I'm going. The fuck you
Anyways,
told? He got a big ass court. Me and Vision going. We going hoop.
I don't think he want me there. I don't think he want. I didn't.
We probably
hey,
beat his ass in basketball.
I ain't trying to change the subject, but Chris Brown done went in too. But that's another episode. But anyways,
He did snap.
woo, woo, okay. Anyways, hey Vision, tell the people where they can find you, where they can find your content, etc.
Just Vision Poet, one word, VISIONPOET on everything. It's you put that in, you'll find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, TikTok, all of that is one word, Vision Poet.
You got anything new coming out or coming up that people can look out?
New Trashterpiece episodes. I'm working on the next little run of those joints. They'll be out within a few weeks. More stories, more funny, more Wendy shade. The things that y'all come to like is just as funny and on a different level of me learning all the things that I know now from the process. So it'll be even more enhanced than it's ever been.
You good? We saw you getting high over there. I just want to shout out to all the tourists. Happy birthday to my daughter Gabby. Love you, baby girl. And I want to shout out my moms. I want to shout out my moms. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, my
birthday.
Mother-in-law.
Hey, happy birthday, mother-in-law. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Woo, 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 woo.
There we go. And shout out to our guest, Vision, for coming on and blessing us with that shit. He gave y'all the gems. If you watching this stuff, he's trying to teach you how to be great like him. So again, get in tune, take some lessons. You might be good, be a good animator, be a good writer. You might get your
shit. Or a good fuckboy.
All of the above.
Hey, if you want to make it, you got to watch people who made it. So, hey, I can't hate. I'm just glad he's great.
Participate.
Happy to be here. Anytime, fellas.
My dog. And I want to shout out to our fans for watching us. Go ahead and do what y'all normally do. Put everybody else on our homie Vision, put on his stuff because he got a YouTube channel as well, which is going to be in the links and all of our stuff right here down below. And we're going to go ahead and close us out.
You already know how we get it now. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to know when our show will arrive, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to Vision. Hey, mad love and respect, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching you for a while, man. And it's a pleasure to have you on here, just so you know. Anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime.
Because, like, the shit that I've been sitting, man, you have, boy, we going to talk about this off camera, all right? But anyways, hey, y'all know how we rock it. We got some new shit coming out. We got some just stay tuned with 2 Drinks with the Fellas, all right? I'm not going to speak it until you see it, but best believe some shit's going down. We got a lot of new shit going. And again, one last time, shout out to B Mace, you know what I'm saying? B Mace did the unthinkable, you know what I'm saying? Father and a partner in 2 Drinks with the Fellas, and went back to school, and he graduated. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fucking accomplishment for where the fuck we come from. You dig?
Major.
Because we already written off before we even joined the motherfucker. All right. So best believe, much love and respect, bro. Just so you know. All right.
Appreciate you, brother.
But we out this bitch. Y'all know how we get out. Peace.
PlayStation forever.
Yeah, fuck PlayStation.
Y'all know what time it is? 2 Drinks with the Fellas.
I think you know it.
This is more than a podcast with some real life conversations. Better get your drinks ready now.